Hey ho, my friends, it's Peg, and today I want to talk to you about resist techniques. I had recently done a blog post for Stencil Girl, and I was also trying to use up some of the things that were in my studio that don't get pulled out that often. And Shell and I have been concentrating on that for a while now. So, one of the things that I have here are these scribble sticks from Dina Wakley. I thought, well, let's see if I can get a resist technique using these sticks. So I just watered down a stick and applied a little bit of that through stencil from Stencil Girl products. Now, Stencil Girl has a lot of different stencils and a lot of different ways of delivering stencils. They have a stencil club, they have sales, they have my friend Shell's stencils. If you're interested in things from the Southwest, she has these wonderful desert stencils. So check out the description box below. There's all the information down there about stencils and my friends and who's got what. But I am now using some clear gesso through this stencil. I'm going to apply a number of different products just to see what the differences are and to show you that you can use what you have in your stash. It doesn't necessarily have to be exactly what I have. This is Micro Glaze, which is a waxy product from Judikins. I probably had this particular product since I was going to the Rubberama shows up in Minneapolis, and that's been, oh, I don't know, 30, 40 years ago. But it is a wax, so it should resist. What they typically use it for is a sealant when you've got things that are going to move on your paper. Now I'm reaching for another resist product. This is a spray from Ranger. It's Distress Resist. And the biggest problem that I see with this product is it's in a spray bottle. Spray bottles don't work very well when you have things that have glue and adhesive in them. So I'm trying to clean out the nozzle. Of course, it's not cleaning, so I'm going to have to soak that, probably in some Murphy's. But what I like to do is to keep a few other things around. Now, I'm just using a cosmetic sponge to apply this. These are those dollar store cosmetic sponges. You don't have to spend a whole bunch of money on craft cosmetic sponges because same thing, folks. Um, and I think they might even come in kits with a number of them, but you can wash these out, use them over and over again. You can see this is not the first time I have used this sponge. It was just out of my desk. So I'm using it for an applicator. I've got my water that I'm just plunking that stuff down into. So I've taped those down just to keep them from moving. And I'm going to remove the stencils now and set this aside. The first piece that I worked on, you're going to laugh at me, I had upside down. And it was a blank of stickers. And I don't care because, there's paper on the back of the stickers too. So I'm going to actually put stuff on both sides of this and utilize it because what do? We're mixed media artists and we use all the junk we got around in our studio. So these are those little bottles. I think I have them in my Amazon store, which is listed down below. And if you shop with me, I get a few cents back. You don't even have to buy what's in my store. All you have to do is use my link and they recognize you're coming from me. So I'm putting this in one of those little spray bottles. And I think these were meant for photographers, but I like to keep them on hand for whatever little sprays, and then I'll put that stuff back in the bottle and wash that out when I get done. But it's handy to have these when you're having issues. I'm showing you that I save the caps from other bottles just so that if I lose a cap, I've got something. I do wash my stencils. These products are not good to leave on the surface, so I have a pan, a dish pan of water at my feet, and as I work, I drop it in there, and then I, clean the waxy stuff off, clean the adhesive stuff off, and then I can just set these towels aside to dry and reuse them. these shop towels are pretty sturdy, and so I like to use them multiple times. Now, this is iZinc. It's a product Seth Apter had released and another stencil, and I'm going to use a watercolor postcard that I've just taped down onto a stamp block, and I'm going to spray that iZinc through this stencil because I'm going to see what happens when I put a little bit of the shimmery stuff underneath the resist. And I'm playing with products. That's the main thing. Don't resist the urge to play. For me, it's all about the play. It's experimentation. It's seeing what you can come up with. Yes, there are a lot of people that tell you how you can do a particular uh, technique. What I do is I show you how I will take a technique and I will play with it. So now I've got that spray and another piece of, I think this is specialty stamping paper here from Ranger. It's a really smooth surface paper. It's a coated paper, so it actually resists some of the absorbency, but I have sprayed that through the stencil. Now I've got dollar store, Dollar Tree petroleum jelly. Yeah, I'm telling you, you can use this stuff. Um, it's a little bit slipperier and it's going to slide around a little bit more. And, it might be a little bit messier, but it works just like the other stuff. And if you've got it in your medicine chest, get it out. So I'm just going to get a paper towel and apply this with my finger. I do end up using my Tim Holtz heat dispersing tool to dry these things out just a little bit before I come back because I don't really want this stuff smearing into the other areas. I want to have a defined line. So I'm going to rub that in, clean it all up, and we will move on to the next thing. Okay, there again you can see me wiping down, just getting that petroleum jelly off of the stencil. Easy enough just to take a rag and wipe it off. There you can see the effect on the stickers, and there's the sprayed iZinc, and I'm going to put a coat of the spray on top of that, but still having some issues with that spray bottle, so switching out to my small spray bottle. Going to drop that in the water, make sure I clean that up really well, and then I will be ready to start adding some color. So one more resist is using a Watermark ink, and I have a couple of different ones. This particular one is from Ranger, and it's quite old. It's discolored. Not sure how good it's going to be, but I do have a Versamark ink pad also. So I'm just putting that ink through the stencil design. This stencil design is a new one from Stencil Girl and Seth Apter, but um, yeah, using those sponge things and getting some different products out. I've got some gloss spray from Dina Wakley in a white, and I thought, well, let's give that a try too. And we'll have a variety of different resist techniques using the products that I happen to have on my shelf. Now, there again, the gloss spray is going to be just like the resist spray. It's going to have clog problems. So just be aware of that. Doesn't hurt to have a backup of some other little spray bottles. And that's what I do when I run into this problem. I know they just keep selling those sprayers, but I think if you keep a few extra bottles and keep them rinsed out as you're working, you'll be fine. All right, down to the backgrounds. Things are starting to dry down. And time to start using some, these are dye sprays. And I think I did use a little bit of oxide on one. I don't know why. I just happened to be on my desk and that's what I picked up. But you can see the resist is working just fine on these. That one might have been an oxide. Yeah, I think it probably was because it's kind of sitting there on the surface of the resist. But I'm dabbing it off. But that's got the eye zinc shimmer in it, and it turned out really cool. I like that one a lot. And some of these, that's on the specialty paper, and you can see that because the paper is coated, it bubbles up a little bit more than it does on the more absorbent watercolor background papers. So we've got a variety here, and we're just going to get some color down. So now I'm just using some masking tape and making a grid. I have these stickers that are squares, and I'm going to put this down kind of in a quilt pattern and use the masking tape for my measure. You can mark it all off with pencil and stuff if you want to, but I've got this stuff. I might as well use it. These are cheap enough from the office supply. And I'm just taping it out and applying my sticker squares to, this is a black Dilutions journal, the small ones. So I thought that'd be kind of cool for background. I mean, you could do stickers in all shapes and sizes. So I hope you enjoyed this video today. Try some resist techniques. If you do, tag me so that I can see what you've done. like to see what kind of resist techniques you're using. And I hope you come back and join me on my channel again sometime. And like, share, subscribe, all those things that let other people know that this video is of value to you. And I will see you again soon in another video on YouTube. Or you can join our community, Art Joyous Sharing, on Facebook and do all kinds of challenges. Thanks for being here with me today. You guys make the difference. You are kind, considerate, and I appreciate you. Bye for now.